Last Christmas we had a pretty big scare and I almost completely lost my vision in my left eye. Last spring, I can't remember exactly the date or anything, I suddenly had distorted vision in my left eye, and first it started with flashing lights, and I went to the eye doctor and she couldn't find anything. So she said it was vitreous detachment, which is like this stuff in your eye, and everyone's detaches over time, and she said it would stop flashing when it stopped detaching. But then like a few days later, it was a couple weeks, suddenly my vision went really distorted, kind of like wavy on the sides. And so I went immediately back to the doctor. She told me, come in right now. And she looked and she couldn't see anything. She couldn't see. This was just a regular eye doctor. So she referred me to a retina specialist. And we like a week later went to that appointment. And he diagnosed me with something called central serous retinopathy, which is where you get these holes. I may be butchering this, but I'm pretty sure it's where you get these little tiny holes in the tissue behind your retina, and they fill with fluid, and they cause distorted vision. And he told me to take some eye drops and that it would get better and it would be fine. And so I did that and it healed. Around Christmas, my eyes started flickering light again and quickly escalated to not being able to see out of my left eye, and it was escalating very rapidly to the point where I was struggling to see at all. I still had peripheral vision, but at the time I didn't really even notice that because all my central vision was gone. It wasn't black, but it was extremely blurry. But I went back and saw the same person I saw last year, and he looked in my eye and said, I don't see anything wrong. It's probably just the same issue you had last year. Take these eye drops. So I went home pretty discouraged because I felt like this was a lot different. I decided to get a second opinion, so I went to a different retinal specialist in our area, and he immediately diagnosed the problem and said, yes, this is very serious. It's something called choroidal neovascularization, which basically means that the original diagnosis, which was central serous retinopathy, the little holes in the tissue, my body was trying to basically put a scab there. And the way it was doing that was by building new blood vessels to that area of my eye. Unfortunately, those kind of blood vessels are super brittle, and they just burst and bleed and eventually cause scarring and permanent vision loss.
How did you feel that day after seeing that doctor?
That was a really bad day. That's not what I was expecting to hear. And he also said some other things that were really overwhelming.
He was very blunt and said, here's the course of treatment. We're going to start it in like a week.
Yeah.
It costs $2,000 per treatment, and this is your option. And here's all the terrible side effects you could have from it.
I was really scared when I left that appointment. I felt better knowing, though, at least like we'd gotten a second opinion. We were both kind of in shock. Oh, and then when we asked him, like, what causes this, his only answer was stress. You need to have less stress in your life.
Talk more about the treatments that he prescribed and how many of them you've had and what it's like.
Currently, they put shots in your eye, and in it is something called anti-VEGF medication, which I don't really understand it all, but it basically stops your body from producing blood vessels, from growing blood vessels. And I was terrified. I mean, to have someone put a shot in your eye, I was sick.
What was the first injection like?
It was very painful. I think, one, because I'd never had it done before, so I didn't know what to expect, and it was just, everything was kind of like fast and intense, and the first thing they do is numb your eye, but I don't think the numbing took that first time, because I felt everything. I thought, if this is what it's like when you're numb. So it was excruciatingly painful the first time.
How many treatments have you had?
I've had 3 so far.
Were the other treatments easier?
Yeah, so I've had 2 more since the first one, and the second one, they did a really good job numbing in my eye. I didn't feel a thing. I had so much anxiety over that time period until the second injection thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be so excruciating. But I actually didn't really feel anything.
What did the doctor tell you about the likelihood that you would have improvement in your vision?
Well, first of all, he told me that if I didn't get these shots, I would definitely go blind in my left eye. And I don't think he was trying to scare me, because now that I've been around him a lot more, he's really funny. Like, he's really chill and funny. I think that first appointment, he was just trying to be like really serious with us. And he told us in that first appointment that my eyesight would not really improve. It would only not progress. So I could keep my peripheral vision, but I would most likely lose my central vision forever. That's what he said pretty adamantly.
How bad has your vision been overall, and how has it affected your life?
I would say the first 6 weeks or so, it greatly affected my life. I couldn't drive. I had really bad headaches and even nausea from I was so disoriented. I had a hard time even walking. I would like trip a lot.
What did he tell you about how long you might have to have shots for? Once a month shots?
He says once a month consistently for at least 4 to 6 months. And then most likely off and on for the rest of my life.
We're making this video because so many of you all have asked us to do an update on Bree's eye. So I just want to say thank you for continuing to ask. Have you noticed any effects the shots have had on your vision?
Yeah, my vision's gotten a lot better. The doctor is actually kind of a miracle. At least I've been hesitating for months to say that, but the doctor even acts that way when I come in.
Really?
He hasn't been to my last 2 appointments. He gets all giddy and excited and like shows me everything, and he's like, look at this, and look at your first one, and look at the first day you came in here, and look now. And
so he's seeing stuff improve?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can see stuff improve. I can see out of my eye almost perfectly. I mean, I still have to wear glasses. I have glasses anyway, but the first day I went in there, they did the eyesight chart, and like I couldn't even see the chart. Like I literally couldn't see it, like the words on it. I knew there were words there, but I could not read them. And now I can read them all. And he gets really excited about it.
You didn't tell me that.
I'm sorry. Things have been a bit busy. It's more my most recent appointment, he was like that. My second appointment, he was still kind of like, I don't know. But this most recent one, he was like really giddy.
That's cool.
And he was, you know how stoic and like stern this man is. He was not like that at all. He was like laughing and joking, and
that's really neat.
I know. He didn't say it was a miracle, but he kind of acted like it was one. And I've been hesitant to talk about it though, because I'm like, you know, when something good happens and then you're like, yeah, but then what if in like 3 months it's like all bad again? But at least for right now, it's miraculous. I mean, even to the doctor.
Is there anything else you want to say before we end this video?
This has been a super hard season in my life, and you guys have watched it all unfold, and the majority of you have been extremely encouraging and prayerful and kind and supportive, and I wanted to say thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. We'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.
Bye.